But guess who all of a sudden, after getting pounded here in Toronto at the bank, the Magic have arrived. They're currently 7th, a half game back of the Raptors in Philadelphia, a full game back of the Toronto Raptors. The Heat open up with possession of the basketball. Pelly Larson kicks it to Hero. Scotty Barnes on him. Hero operating on the inside, and he gets the bucket to go, coming off of a season-low 8 field goal attempts is Hero.
You're going to find a lot of off-ball screens again. So the Raptors, you have to fight through the screens. Don't get caught behind the offense.
Adebayo on RJ. RJ finds Jakob Poeltl trying to back in on Mitchell. The cut by RJ Barrett, and it rolls off the side of the rim. Second highest scoring team in the NBA. Davion Mitchell with it. Sends it to Hero once again. Hero crossover. Good job by Quickly cutting him off. Up top, Mitchell with a left. And the Miami Heat up 4-0 to start.
And you see the Miami Heat being very patient, observing and trying to identify their matchups, breaking the defense down, getting to the paint 2 plays in a row.
They've lost 3 in a row on the road, the Heat, by 17 or more in each one of those contests. Wiggins on Ingram. Here's RJ. Gives it back to B.I. Clock down, and a great job by Ingram getting to the rim, but it spills out. Adebayo to Wiggins. Wiggins at 24 led the way, and Adebayo knocks down the 3. And
especially your higher seed teams, are they going to play their guys at the end since they're already established? So everyone has to take care of their own business. Continue to approach all these games like playoff games.
Quickly with a step through, and Quickly looks to save it, and he's fouled by
race. And he said the most important thing, we need to secure that playoff spot. Obviously, the higher in the standings, the better. We know how tight things are and have a bunch of teams on our tail, so every win matters. Sandro Mamukelashvili built on that yesterday at practice and said we've held each other accountable. It's amazing where we're at as Jakob Poeltl lays that in. But Sandro's saying, I don't think anybody saw us being here, so now we need to finish strong, guys.
Raptors worth their first field goal, and a sweeping left by Tyler Hero. 7-point advantage.
And it's the thing, Matt, when you got guys like Tyler Hero, you got to keep them in check early because they can explode for big numbers. Being very physical, guarding their men.
Raptors 3-0 this season against the Heat. Quickly, the 3 doesn't go. RJ on the offensive glass with a putback. Raptors 2-7 to start. The Heat 4 for 4.
In those 2 plays, the times the Raptors have scored, they've got both offensive rebounds and putbacks. Hustle and energy plays.
4 second chance points, and Scotty, a word from Darko Rajakovic to Evan Scott about the whistle at the other end. Hero guarded by Quickly. Adebayo comes up, doesn't use the screen, rejects it. Hero denied with a help D. Shot clock to 3 by Hero, and what a start. 3 of 4, 7 of his team's 12 points and an 8-point lead. Scotty backing in on Larson. Contact, the call. He'll go
to that point or take that shot away, but Raptors tried to fight through the screen. Not enough time. Tyler Hero knocks down the 3.
First free throw good for Scotty Barnes, a career high, averaging 20 minutes, and now all of a sudden those minutes are way up. Why? Because he worked his way in.
Well, my minutes were going up and down, fluctuating. It had to be through defense. That's where I can earn my bones and earn my opportunities.
In the corner, it's Hero, the 3. Just to clarify, as you saw the score change, Hero, that shot was not released in time. They took it away from the replay center, but he just made it 3, so it's back to a 6-point game. Here's quick cut off by Adebayo and Larson.
And that Tyler Hero let everyone know in the front row in the scores table, count that one. Yeah. That one counts. So he's feeling good.
RJ attacking, off-balance shot. Hero with the rebound. And he's screaming, let's go, as Wiggins goes to work on Ingram. Cut off Ingram, tremendous defense, taking it away. Ingram into the front court with Wiggins draped all over. Head coach. In his 3rd season with the Raptors. Corner 3, and Walter's shot doesn't go, and Adebayo with a rebound. Look at Mitchell. bursting into the front court. Hero with Shed on him. Cut off by Shed. The duck in by Adebayo.
And you just see Mitchell pushing the ball up the floor, not allowing this Raptors defense to get set. And that's key, because if you're trying to guard this Miami Heat defense, you have to be set. You have to be in position to guard the basketball and not allow the penetration.
RJ on the inside, delivering. He just gets buckets in the paint.
Again, you see how fast the Miami Heat is pushing the ball up the floor. Past couple possessions, they've been playing zone.
And Mitchell gets by RJ.
And they're going back into zone defense. Raptors have to always set these screens. We've seen success setting the screens, getting the ball in the middle.
They play more zone than any other team in the NBA. Shed the three. Shed knocks it down. He's made a three now in 6 straight games.
And that's huge, especially when the team is playing zone.
Longest stretch of the season. Here's Wiggins, a three. Doesn't go. Raptors getting on the defensive glass. Heat 7 for 11. Raptors 4 for 11. Down by 5 as we head to the midway point of the first quarter.
And you see how quick making shots get you out of zone. Miami right back to man-to-man. And guess what? That's when R.J. Barrett takes control of his matchup. There's no way Tyler Hero can guard R.J. Barrett by himself with the physicality that R.J. brings to the game.
And R.J. using that force as Jakob Poeltl commits the foul on Bam Adebayo.
Really impressed. And I like the fact they're efficient in that area. But back to Miami Heat, just their approach. This is what you expect to see from Miami Heat team. These guys aren't going to lay down. They know what's at hand right now. They're not going to come back in here and try to get the bags.
Larson with an open three. Doesn't go. On the glass, batted by Shed. Over to Ingram. Poeltl out. Sandro Mamukelashvili in. Here's Ingram. And the and one. Spill
Offensively.
Ingram with 23 on Tuesday night. 2 of 2 from the foul line in 29 minutes. Shooting 82% from the free throw line. This is game number 75 of the season for Brandon Ingram, who played 18 games last season. He's played the most total minutes of his career, that started in Los Angeles with the Lakers, moved to the Big Easy, playing for the Pelicans. His 10th season out of Duke as the second one rattles out. 2-point game. Khalil Ware checks in along with Jaime Jaquez Jr., the top scorer off of the bench in the NBA. He was held to 8 points on Tuesday. Ingram with Larson right there. Ingram crossover. Ingram trying to get some room. And he's watch out.
They might want to give him that call.
Ingram, the first is good. So after that 7-0 start by the a response coming from the Raptors, you knew that Miami would want to start the way they did. They did. And then could the Raptors respond? They have. 8-0 run by Toronto.
And the Raptors usually do a good job. Even when you see Darko, that time you got to contain the basketball. Again, that's what I mean by guarding your yard. Davion Mitchell, he's a much improved offensive player. Even his three-point shooting, almost close to 40% now, but you got to contain the ball.
Davion Mitchell, his nickname Off Night, is into Ingram right now. B.I. going to work, short corner, doesn't go. Lead pass, Jaime Jaquez Jr. And Jaquez off of the window.
Again, the Raptors really have to concentrate on sprinting back on defense. When B.I. takes that shot on the baseline, there has to be floor balance to get back on defense to stop this Miami Heat break.
Here's B.I. Jumper good, the and one. First time All-Star in his 11th season at 32 years of age. B.I. with the last 6 for the Raptors and a turn on the Tuesday's game. Ingram, another bump, gets room. He's got the last 8. First lead for the Raptors.
And sooner or later, Miami Heat's going to realize that's not the most ideal matchup to have Davion Mitchell guarding B.I. because he can shoot right over top of the defense.
Larson trying to get by Walter on the glass. It's Ingram. It's a 13-4 run by the Toronto Raptors. Ingram crossover. Ingram spinning. Ingram puts up a shot. And Colin Murray Boyles Miles is there to clean up on the offense. Opening quarter, 8 of 9 from the line. The Heat, 0 attempts.
And that's the thing, Matt. When you're talking about playoff basketball in critical games, you want to try to find every way to score the basketball. Raptors did a good job of getting themselves to the free throw line.
In that first quarter, the third on Wiggins, who had 24 points on Tuesday. Wiggins, one field. Keyshawn Johnson,
Slam dunk champion, 2026 slam dunk champion. He was doing a lot of dancing in that competition as well. Dancing and dunking.
It's a good combination.
I'm not mad at him.
Jaquez. Jakub Chunas finds Adebayo. 3 doesn't go. Walter comes away with it. RJ ahead now to Quickly. Barnes wants to work on Powell. Backs in, doubled, spins away from it. Under 10 of the shot clock. Relief provided by Quick. And now
his teammates are ready to react and help.
There's Adebayo.
So he saw an opportunity, which is smart. I think when you have the personnel and the style of play, sometimes you have to have a balance. And you see another post-up opportunity for Bam, getting him involved.
Guarded by Mamukelashvili as Pirtle leaves with 3 fouls. Bam! And Adebayo with the throwdown.
Again, you're starting to see the Miami Heat trying to get Bam involved. He had a slow game not too long ago, but they're being intentional getting him involved with this game.
Well, that's 7 points on Tuesday night. Quickly the 3, no. Mamu held down by Johnson, unable to secure the rebound. Jaquez cut off by Barrett. 6-point lead for the Raptors. Powell on the inside, the end one. Barrett probing, finds Scotty. Kick out Mamu, the 3. And it pops out. Jacoby Walter held down by Powell. No one's on the ball. Quick hitter over to Walter. Barnes gives it back to Quickly. Drains the 3. Raptors 3 of 9 from 3. Heat 2 for 9. Raptors by 7. Bam Adebayo over Mamukelashvili. We knew what yesterday was about after that loss. Bam Adebayo in his 9th season in Miami. And Powell's going to get fouled. Second. Until late in that contest on Tuesday, 9-man rotation. Miami, the same. Powell misses again from the foul line. Murray Boyles gets it to Scotty. Scotty cut off by Larson. Jacoby, the corner 3. Doesn't go. Larson, and it's Colin Murray Boyles with the steal. Walter! Splash! Timeout. He's a game best plus 11.
I'm going to say this, Matt. I might get some backlash for what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it anyway because I'm a vet in the locker room, and I can say it.
Okay.
Why my man always looking tired? Everything's looking tired, like he's ready to pass out. As hard as he plays hard, but you always look tired, my man.
That's how.
A little B12.
No, that's how you. CMB.
See?
Lays it up and proves. No,
so
that's
trick him.
Yes, that's how you get the other team thinking, oh, we got him right where we want him.
Okay.
It's the rope-a-dope.
Yeah, keeping the jab in their face.
Yeah,
okay, my bad,
it's
CMB.
the rope-a-dope.
All right, my bad. I'm always looking like he's tired.
No.
But he's not playing nothing like he's tired.
Yeah. Here's Scotty. There are some players. Remember Allen Houston? He never.
He didn't. My teammate. Oh, I just told on myself, huh? But I tell you, talking about Allen Houston, I know who was sweating guarding him.
Yeah.
Me.
Yes. RJ Barrett. Here's Scotty. Gets hammered by Larson.
About him being the most vocal and making sure he's holding everybody to a standard how they're approaching these games from the start. And he's sure being an example of that.
Scotty finds RJ. RJ, he's fouled.
He dominates there, but he's also getting to the free throw line.
And RJ with 13 points. Raptors are 12 for 13 from the free throw line. Here's Mitchell, the cup. Johnson, you know he can rise up and throw it down.
And B.I. can't fall asleep. We've been praising him throughout this game, but he can't fall asleep on that weak side.
Scotty, fouled by.
Not bad, but you can't fall asleep. You can't look at the basketball because the cutter is going to be right there for the delivery.
Heat on Tuesday, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Able to get that free throw, 3 of 4 from the line. 3 points tonight. Here's Mitchell trying to drive on Barrett. Up top, Johnson kicks it to Hero. Hero was hot early. Hero cut off by Shed. Still getting some room, short corner, air ball, and 6 turnover off of the previous 5. Raptors 9 points. Barnes. Here's Shed. Kicks it. RJ, the open 3, short. Adebayo with the board. 8-point advantage. Hero. Barnes on him. Fading. Got it.
Great discipline, defense, but that time, Tyler Hero just getting a little bit of space, being able to shoot over the outstretched arm by Scotty Barnes.
Doesn't need much.
No, he's super talented, plays with confidence. You see Miami Heat team again in the zone, so you got to get into the middle, and that's where Scotty goes right directly to that middle.
And Scotty, that's his first field goal attempt. He's typically money from there. Crossover, Mitchell. Jaquez, the corner 3.
And that's Miami Heat basketball. Break you down off the dribble.
Coming out of the timeout. Hero driving in line up in the air, finds Johnson on the inside. And a 1-point game.
And it's going to come down to effort and energy. You can't stand around. Once your defense gets broken down, everyone has to continue to be engaged.
7-0 run by the Heat. Ingram, guarded by Johnson. B.I. step through, gets to the iron. His own rebound, relentless. And Ingram has been huge. Along with R.J. Barrett, they've combined for 26 of the 48 for the Raptors. Walter on Hero. Mitchell. And it's going to be a foul.
But Davion Mitchell here in Miami is the starting point guard. He brings exactly what this Heat culture likes, and they appreciate.
KC into Denver to take on the Joker and the Nuggets in the clash of 2 of the West best. Coverage starts tomorrow, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on Sportsnet 1. Denver has won 10 in a row.
Denver's a dangerous team, man. When you have Jamal Murray and the Joker.
B.I. rising up, and it goes. Touched every part of the rim. In the corner, Jaquez hit one earlier. That one doesn't go. Batted up, controlled by Mamukelashvili. Raptors lead by 6. The response, Ingram. Shake, and then sends it to Shed. 3-0 on the glass. Offensive rebound. Murray Boyles. Ball fake. Ingram. B.I. at the elbow. Sends it to Shed. Drains it. He is 9 for his last 18 from 3.
And you gotta love it. It's not a better feeling when a player is making those shots. They have that confidence, and their teammates have confidence in them.
Mamukelashvili. RJ, the great hustle, saves it to CMB. Goes in. How about that? Takes the physicality. Swoops underneath. In with a kiss off the glass.
You gotta give credit to RJ Barrett saving that play.
Hero puts up the shot at CMB, elevating and tearing it down. Barrett with it. Up top to Shed. Raptors their largest lead. B.I. with Larson there. Up fake. Room. Bucket. Craig.
Just been outstanding. The receiver on that last pass from B.I. Defensively, he's in a passing lane. He's rebounding the rock. He's just bringing that energy and that identity to this Raptors team in this first half.
Raptors their largest lead. They're on a 17-2 run. Adebayo cut off.
He said he has noticed that the Heat are starting to find ways to break down their defense. They're putting their head down and driving a lot more, so they'll need to be ready for that to happen in the second half, guys.
Here's Ingram guarded by Larson. He's taken advantage of that matchup all night long. Larson got hit in the face as Ingram was rising up. Ingram with 25. You mentioned it earlier. They may want to look at a different matchup there. And Pirtle and Adebayo, and a foul is going to...
Gets the basketball. Now he's at a disadvantage because of his ability. So guess what? I'm not going to allow him to get the basketball. Great job by Pirtle picking up that offensive foul, frustrating Bam Adebayo.
71-50. There are two other games in the NBA to keep an eye on. Here's Scotty. And Scotty with the bucket, fading his first field goal.
Okay, and you know he's going to come out super aggressive too because it's important. And we talked about B.I. B.I. has playoff experience. You know, he's had opportunities to play in big games in the NBA, so he understands what this moment is all about.
Largest lead. Boston's at MSG, where the Raptors will be tomorrow night. B.I. notorious.
I think B.I. might be trying to go for a 50-piece.
He might get there.
He's looked serious.
He's got 28. Boston in New York, and then Philadelphia is in Houston. Here's Mitchell. And
wow. Yeah, so taking that away, he's only with 3, so good challenge by the Raptors.
Stifling defense by the Raptors. And here's Wiggins, the 3. You're just in that opening quarter.
Again, if you're the Raptors, you keep your foot on the gas. You got to apply the pressure, stick to your principles defensively.
All gas, no brakes.
As my mom used to say, don't stop until you hear glass.
Here's quickly. Doesn't go. Batted by Barnes. Taken by the Heat. Wiggins over to Mitchell. Entry pass to Adebayo. Barrett on him. And he'll find Hero. Will Adebayo wide open, and the 3 is good. And it's a 20-point lead.
You see the Raptors falling victim to the cross-court passing of the Miami Heat, swinging the basketball, finding open players. 2 shots in a row, 2 threes in a row by the Miami Heat.
Scotty from the corner, a big 3, drains it. 79-56. Another piece that has been extremely important for the Raptors here thus far. Just 1 turnover, Alvin. Wiggins starting to heat up. He was silent early because of the foul troubles.
And you're seeing Davion Mitchell breaking this Raptors defense down with his cross-court pass, and the Raptors got to start contesting his passes. He's not a big player, so you can do a good job of contesting his passes, not let him throw those darts and direct passes across the court.
Last whistle, specifically involving Pirtle and Ingram. Quickly dribbles it out. R.J. Barrett with a clock down. R.J. gets denied in a shot clock violation.
They're locked in. Maybe it's driven by their offense and the shots they're making, but defensively, they're being pretty much locked in at this stint of the game.
0-12 against the Raptors as Adebayo was free for the putback against the Raptors, Boston, as well as Detroit. Raptors miss Hero. Ahead now to Adebayo. 4 minutes into the second half. It's a 19-point game. Hero attacking, kicks it. Wiggins open 3. Short this time, and quickly secures it.
Again, the Miami Heat still getting the offense they want. They're getting in the paint. Raptors got to do a much better job of containing the basketball and provide multiple efforts.
Quickly, second game back, and that 3 doesn't go.
So you let me know, Matt, when's the last time B.I. has touched the basketball? With a hot hand, he has to continue being fed.
Adebayo with the 3, and the timeouts. And they're just 16 and 23 on the road.
And at this point, Matt, you need an energy shift, right? Miami Heat has provided the force, the energy. They're just coming out, cutting into this margin. So Darko calling a timeout. Hopefully he can stop the bleeding for the Raps.
And what did you say? The touches right to B.I. Here's R.J. from Ingram. And Barrett the 3. He's 1 of 5, 15 points. Heat are 3 of 4 here in the third from 3. Backing in. And a foul on the rookie, Colin Murray.
Game plan, but the scouting report, because Bam Adebayo, he will spin around, pump there, but he has to work for everything he gets. The CMB is on him.
Adebayo, the second fewest points against a team in the NBA in his 30 career games against the Raptors. He's averaging 14.9. Against Houston, 14.8. Ingram backs in on Larson. The double comes, spins away from it. Oh, it's a tough bucket. He's got a 30-piece.
And again, Larson guarding B.I. is something where it's going to have to be some help, because B.I. right now, he's in a rhythm where no matter who's guarding him, he's going to go to work.
His 12th 30-plus point game of the season. RJ is fouled. RJ Barrett with 16 points. This is his 74th home game in Toronto. He has scored in double figures in every home game as a Raptor. It's the longest streak to start a Raptor career. Kelly Larson, the 3, good. 4 or 5 now from 3 here in the third quarter.
You can see why this Miami Heat has one of the better offenses in the league. Is down in this third quarter. You're seeing why this Heat team is so efficient and effective on the offensive end.
Adebayo cut off. Murray Boyles has picked up his second. Getting to the glass, but it's tapped out to Adebayo. Cut off by CMB. Hero works it to Larson. Larson with a 3. So Larson back-to-back threes. They've made 5 here in the third, and it's a 10-point game. The Raptors led by 26. CMB over to B.I. B.I. rises up, doesn't go, and Hero in the Heat with a chance to make it a single-digit game. Hero, the 3, rhythm. It's now a 7-point game.
The Raptors have to slow this game down, be more methodical offensively. Go to your matchups. You know where you can benefit from your matchups. B.I., Larson, these guys have to go to work.
Shed, shot off the mark. Tough shot. Mitchell, driving kick. And he throws it away. It's going to be Raptor. His first 2 field goals of the night here in the third. Those 2 threes. RJ Barrett finds Jacoby. Open 3. Walter from Hamilton.
And that was an outstanding design play by the Raptors, putting Jacoby Walter in that corner. RJ Barrett making things happen off the dribble handoff.
Be very intentional with who you have. And how about Jaquez comes in, knocks down the 3.
And that
Ingram, Walter. 7-9 now for 3 here in the quarter. They're 10 for 23. RJ muscling his way in.
And that's the same action. Start with B.I. RJ coming off the curl. Last time he passed it to Jacoby. That time he decided to go all the way to the rack, finishing with the left through contact.
Hero with Shed there. They get a switch. Mitchell driving, kicking. Adebayo. Jaquez rotation late. And how about the timing? Eric Spoelstra puts in Jaquez after Larson made 2 threes, and Jaquez comes out and drains 2.
But it's their offense. Again, spacing, dribble penetration, swing. You're finding shooters, and they're delivering at this point.
It's a 6-point game. B.I. step back. B.I. 32. And he knows it. He knows it.
And you have to keep going. If RJ making it happen, B.I. making it happen, those are 2 hot players on the floor. Make sure you play through them.
8-point game. Mitchell with the left.
That's just doing an outstanding job of getting to the rack, continuously putting pressure on his Heat team, on his Raptor team, I'm sorry.
Shed over the shoulder. Murray Boyles off balance, fading. How about that? The rookie, 12.7 rebounds. Raptors get a stop. B.I. was right there in the mix. RJ Barrett attacks. Barrett fouled and back to the line. Ingram has scored or assisted on 51 of the Raptors' 102 points. Heat did put up 40 because they're shooting the 3 at a high rate in the second half. Larson misses that three. Chance to get out and go. Heat get back. Heat cut the lead to 6 at the 3:11 mark. Raptors close it out on a 13-7 run. Scotty the three. Scotty Barnes knocks down his second three. It was 2 of 2 on Tuesday night from beyond the arc.
I'm telling you, in the Raptors, you have to make sure you put defensive stops together. That's how you're going to win these ball games late in the game.
Scotty right at the rim and a timeout. The last 4 from downtown. Davion Mitchell to Larson. Raptors with Pirtle, Barrett. Quickly, Walter and Barnes. Here's Davion Mitchell. Drive and kick. It's Ware. You have to account for him with his three-point percentage. Scotty comes away with it. Fourth quarter action. Raptors trying to hold on to that 6th spot. Maybe creep up to 5. RJ spinning. RJ shot off the mark, and Pirtle and Ware battling for it, and Khalil Ware comes away with it.
The one thing I look at and you see the value of what this team is doing. Scotty's not having the biggest game or the most loud game, and they still have a comfortable lead, and they've been playing well. So it's reassuring that others can step up. Of course, BI and RJ having big-time nights, but everyone else defensively, they're still playing their role and their responsibilities. And now Scotty can also ease into the game a bit.
Quickly. Step back. Davion Mitchell cuts him off, curling. And looking for Jakob is Scotty, and count the bucket.
But again, Scotty can play his game, play with the energy that's needed, but others can step up and fulfill that role as well.
Khalil Ware trying to get room, doubled. Now
That's a double
coverage.
dribble, cheese and crackers. Did you see the double dribble?
Here's Jaquez, the bucket. This is her first field goal here in the 4th.
Because that was so obvious. The referee said, no way. Did he just do that?
Darko was having a few words about that. Here's Scotty. Quickly makes a move. Quick to Jakob with a push shot. You put him there, he's going to make that every time. He's 3 for 3 tonight.
Great find by IQ.
Where the three. That one doesn't go. Quickly able to corral it. Raptors up 111-92. Adebayo got his rest. He's at the table. And the three is good. Miami 25-11. Heat looking for one more run here.
And they show what they can do. The shot-making ability, scoring that 40 points in the 3rd quarter. So the Raptors have to stay locked in offensively because we know what the Heat is trying to do and what they're capable of doing offensively.
Clock down. Jakob Pirtle, running hook, spills out. And Jakob
moving without the rock.
The best career mark, and it was done in a single season from three-point range in Raptor history. Danny Green, 45.5% in the championship run. Then Capono, Mike James, Parker. Matt Bonner shot 42% in his career with the Raptors. Donyell Marshall, Jamison Battle, Tracy Murray. And Jacoby wants to add his name to the list as the Raptors get a stop.
There's a list of some very good shooters in this Raptors history. There are guys like Del Curry, who's not on that list. Yeah. Peja Stojakovic, he really didn't play much for the Raptors, but he was another great shooter.
Here's Shed. He finds Walter the three. Doesn't go, and Mitchell with the rebound to Hero. Underneath, and Larson with a bucket. And the Heat trying to put together that run.
And they're going to try. They're going to push the pace. They're going to push the tempo. This is when the Raptors' maturity and professionalism and attention to detail has to step up.
19 points. The lead. And Mitchell going for over top. Mitchell.
Getting 2 feet in the paint. Jump stopping. Nice jump hook by Jamal Shea.
Here's Wiggins, the three. Doesn't go. Raptors getting to the glass with Miami trying to get back to eliminate the transition. Raptors 44 points in the paint. 22 second chance points. They're plus 10 there. B.I.
to get used to, because that's and one every single day back in the day when I was playing.
Only the fourth turnover by the Raptors. It's led to 9 points. 14 points and 8 rebounds for Colin Murray-Boyles. He is a difference maker. He's got 15 and 8 now.
He has an unbelievable upside. His offensive game is going to continue to grow, but his know-how, his IQ, his defensive awareness, his ability, and his just desire to play elite level type of basketball.
His ability to play against a player like here.
Next time for that.
22-point lead. Adebayo puts it on the floor. Rises up. That one doesn't go. Raptors getting to the glass. They've out-rebounded the Miami Heat by 8. Ingram. One shy of his season high. Spinning, double, Walter, Mamu, entry pass, CMB, back to B.I. Shot clock violation.
Let this opportunity slip away, guys. And we were going. Especially me, if I wanted to keep my job.
Ingram with his 7th rebound. He's played a complete game. 6 assists, a steal. Shed, Raptors using clock. Here's Ingram, makes a quick move. Over to RJ, clock down once again. Back to B.I. Ball fake, double the cut. RJ and Adebayo with the denial, gets a stop. Davion Mitchell attacking, stutter step, and gets into the paint and finishes.
And Davion Mitchell has been very impressive tonight again. Seems like he's found a home with this Miami Heat, the culture, the way he plays. He's a bulldog down there, and offensively, he's getting better and better.
Signed a 2-year deal. How about Miami? They've reached the century mark against the Raptors. First time in the series, and now Brandon Ingram with a season high 38. Shake, shimmy, short corner.
And Larson is going to go to sleep tonight seeing number 3 in his eyesight. I've been there. I've been seeing the number 3 in my eyesight with Allen Iverson. To see Mitchell again just breaking the defense down. So somebody's going to have to take some pride and take the challenge, saying keep Davion Mitchell in front of us.
First 3 games in this series, Miami has averaged 94. Mamu says knock you out. 125-102.
An exciting thing about what B.I. is doing, he's getting everybody else involved, although his offense is really clicking for himself.
RJ ahead to Brandon. Ingram pulls it back. He's got 7 rebounds, 7 assists. To your point, 38 points. Dancing with it now. Hero there, Shed. And then behind the defense, Murray Keels with a 3. B.I. has scored or assisted on 56 of the Raptors' 127 points. And 56 of the 102 when he's on the court. And
They'll come to the table.
Another 3.
Raptors might trade for Kills. The shooting he's doing right now, I mean, come right off the bench.
B.I.'s career high back in January 2020, that was against Utah, 49. Raptors up by 20, 2:20 to go. And so the Toronto Raptors, they will sweep the Miami Heat. A.J. Lawson, and the shot doesn't go. It'll be the 3rd time. Keels in and out. And a second chance opportunity. Johnson with the slam dunk. Raptors with a victory will move to 5th.
And it's just amazing how a day can change, and then a week.
Get that victory since Sacramento in Memphis. You lose to Boston. You had it 80-77, but you come home and you take care of business against a team that you expected them on Tuesday night to have that same desperation. Raptors took that from them. They showed it at times as Gardner throws it down here tonight, but the Raptors, the response, the resiliency, Alvin.
And that's what you like about it, the response, and how the Raptors have just put themselves again in this position at the end of the game where you can clear the bench. But I like also the Raptors seem like they're identifying their rotation. Coming into this point of the season, postseason play, you're starting to identify, you're starting to be healthy enough where you can get players to come in the game, the plug-and-play opportunity.
Took him out of the game. They're locked into the play-in. Eric Spoelstra's mind as the Raptors do exactly what they wanted to do. They took both games against Miami. They'll improve to 45-35, 10 games over 500 in 23-17 at home, and they'll take on the New York Knicks tomorrow at MSG.
And you love, again, the momentum that the Raptors are generating. They're figuring some things out rotation-wise. The guys are starting to trust each other even more so. And it's just, it's